Salisbury Center, we are ready for our next fight, but before we get into it, if you guys have fight fans at home who could be with us this evening, let them know that we are broadcasting live right now worldwide at tcbfights.com. And now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring and fighting out of the red corner, it's Alfredo Elias.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to TCB 46. We are here at this exciting kickboxing event here inside the Salisbury Center, and we are happy. I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Brooke. And Brooke, what have you thought of these fights so far tonight?
It's been a great night so far. I mean, we've seen a couple of fights that didn't even go the full way. The fights that did go the distance have been exciting, action-packed. I mean, this has been a really, really great card so far. And This one's probably going to be, again, we have another really interesting matchup here. So Alfredo Elias, who's coming in, 31 years old, making his debut. So again, relatively, usually guys aren't 31 when they're making their debut. Oftentimes they're younger. Whereas his opponent is only 23, also making his debut. There's also a huge difference in height in this fight. So again, very, very intriguing matchups here that we've seen so far.
Yeah, good stuff. Another Capital MMA versus Kaizen MMA battle here. We had a nice match a couple fights ago here, and we're now here in bout number 6 with two outstanding teams going against each other once again. Let's send it down to Chris to get in the blue corner.
And his opponent, making his way to the ring and fighting out of the blue corner, it's Norsang Tseten.
Norsang Tseten. Wow, I mean, this guy, what a frame he has, man. I mean, this guy could be...
Look at that height. I mean, 6'2", 168 pounds. His opponent is only 5'7".
Yeah.
So you're looking at a, 7-inch height differential there?
Yeah.
Also, you've got a 8-year age difference. So again, very, very intriguing. Both of these guys making their debut. None of them have ever fought under the bright lights before. So you've got a tall, young guy making his debut. And then you've got a shorter, stockier, 8-year senior guy also making his debut. So, what do you make of that?
Right. Yeah. And, both guys got to come out and prove something. They got to prove something to us as spectators who've never seen them before, to their coaches, but ultimately to themselves. And, when somebody makes their debut, that's kind of what you get in there and you figure out, right? Especially like I was saying before, after that first round, after you kind of emptied the gas tank a little bit and see how much more gas you have in that gas tank, right? And some people, they call it the adrenaline dump when they kind of get all the adrenaline goes out, and what do they have after that? And that's what we're going to figure out here with these two debuters inside the TCB ring. And Norsang, man, looking good. Look at him step over that rope, and like you say, a very tall, athletic frame for the 170-pound weight class. So another battle of who's going to be able to play their game, right? Let's send it down to Chris to call this one and make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds in the TCB welterweight division. It is brought to you by our friends at Titan Mechanical and Plumbing, leaders in mechanical services. And now, starting out, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5'7" and weighing in at 167 pounds, fighting out of Capital MMA, he is making his TCB debut. It's Alfredo Elias. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 6'2" and weighing in at 168 pounds, fighting out of Kaizen MMA, he is also making his TCB debut. It's Norsang Tseten. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds in the TCB welterweight division. It is brought to you by Titan Mechanical and Plumbing, and your referee is Angel Ortiz.
Angel Ortiz bringing him to the center.
Here we go in our 6th bout of the evening, and we've had some exciting ones with the touch of the gloves. Here we go.
Look at the action right out of the gate. These guys are not holding anything back. They are going after each other with combos, with everything. Velocity is there. Wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Norsang with some sharp boxing to start off the bout. Nice front leg round kick off the top of the dome of Alfredo. And Alfredo's really got to start to find his range and his kind of get inside and connect on Norsang.
So, guys, this isn't the first time we've seen this kind of matchup tonight. Little bit shorter fighter,
right.
A little stockier build going up against a taller, thinner fighter. And it's proven to be action-packed so far. I kind of like the matchup.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, and you know, it doesn't always happen this way, but the taller, rangier guys tonight, at least, have been coming out on top, being able to use their reach and their range.
And it looks like that's exactly what's going on here. Norsang doing a great job of walking him down, getting a couple strikes in, and then exiting before he absorbs any damage.
Yeah, it looks like Alfredo is kind of trying to walk him around a little bit. And like you said, Chris, Norsang, he'll just do a strike here or there, throw a combo, and then get out. Absolutely. Now we're gotten some clinches here of sorts.
Yeah, some nice knees in there in the clinch.
We haven't seen too much of this tonight.
Not yet. We were talking about that. We haven't seen a ton of clinching and knees, which is also, wow.
Nice series. Nice exchange from both fighters.
Wow, both guys landing some leather on each other.
Yeah.
10 seconds left here in this round.
You know what? It looked like Norsang might have led with his head that time and accidentally headbutted Alfredo. Stunned him for a second.
And it happens.
Yep.
Into round 1.
I think that's going to be a difficult round to score. I mean, I don't know. What do you think, Brent?
Oh, man. Wow. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Very, very difficult round to score. I thought I might have edged it for Norsang, just based on how he started the round and kind of kept up some good momentum, landed a nice head kick. But, you know, Alfredo had some moments of greatness of his own and is by no means out of this fight, but he might be down 1 round.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how that factors into things, especially if this fight goes the distance, because unlike some of our other fights where, you know, there was a pretty clear-cut round winner in most of the rounds we've seen tonight. Maybe that one wasn't quite as clear, you know? Even if Norsang does get it, I don't know, was it like as decisive as some of the other ones we've seen? I don't know about that.
No, I don't think it, you know, it definitely wasn't, you know, he didn't knock it out of the park kind of thing. But I did think he looked sharp. He started to slow down towards the end of that round. But let's see, ultimately, remember what I was saying before the fight started is this second and third round, I think, is where you really see what these debuters are made of.
And they are not holding back here with the energy coming out, just firing.
Yeah, both guys coming out with some high energy, high output, and very aggressive is Norsang coming in, trying to get some offense going for himself. But look at Alfredo getting in there, trying to get him on the ground.
We've definitely seen a lot of kind of tie-ups. I don't even know that I'd go so far as to call him a clinch, more of just like a sort of a hugging thing against the ropes with then some, you know, dirty boxing, dirty kind of sort of inside stuff. We haven't really seen that in any of the other fights.
Yeah, these guys are using, yeah, exactly, like
there
this position right here, a little entanglement on the ropes.
Not really a clinch.
Expert referee Angel Ortiz, always good to keep an eye out and separate them when need be.
You never see Angel Ortiz out of position.
Yeah.
He moves around that ring like he's 18 years old, man.
Well, he was just inside that Cagezilla cage not too long ago.
He sure was, and one of the if not the most hyped Cagezilla fights of my career. Everybody was talking about that one.
Oh man, yeah, no, he's a great guy. We had him on Cagezilla Unchained. Make sure you guys catch our episode there. Great guy to speak with and talk to, and now he's back to doing another thing that he does best, which is inside the ring, inside the cage.
So we talked about it before the fight started tonight, and said he's done in the ring officially now, even though we've heard that before. But he is still going to train. He looks great. He's doing a great job.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Yeah, no, I spoke to him before the event and congratulated him on his last win.
Norsang with some knees there to end the round on getting that kind of dirty clinch.
Yeah.
Once again, I don't know, Brent. I feel like so far these rounds have been pretty difficult to score. If I were a judge, I would have a really, really hard time definitively stating that one of the fighters, earned a 10-9 round there.
Yeah. I mean, I could definitely see either round, I guess, going either way, except maybe the first round I might give to Norsang. That second round was a little more back and forth. But ultimately, I think both guys really do have to come out here in this third round and turn the tide in their favor, because no one wants to. Who's going to start off 1-0 and who's going to start off 0-1, right?
Oh yeah.
And so.
I'm fortunate enough to be only a few feet away from the blue corner over here, and I heard Coach Arthur Payton just pleading for Norsang not to let him inside. Keep him at bay.
Use his range. Yeah,
Yep.
Smart advice.
Fighters touch gloves to start the round, and once again, they're going right back to these exchanges, that kind of hugging sort of clinch. They throw knees, they throw elbows from that position.
Yeah. And Norsang doing a good job using that range, even in the clinch. He kind of held him at bay. And
Norsang does such a good job of circling out, getting out of danger, like I mentioned in the first round.
Oh, Norsang turned his back for a second.
Well, he kind of got shucked off by Alfredo, and in turn turned his back. So Alfredo with some decent wrestling.
Yeah, he's a bully. I like it. Oh, good inside shot right there by Norsang.
Yeah, but part of the Muay Thai is the clinch, and a big part of Muay Thai. So you gotta be comfortable there. You gotta be able to understand that position, and you gotta be able to be offensive in that position. So
there was a nice left hand from Norsang there on that exchange, but it does not seem to have phased Alfredo at all.
Alfredo's a tough dude.
Yeah, he got a pretty solid center of gravity that he just kind of moves Norsang around him sometimes. But Norsang coming on strong too. He is not out of this fight, and neither guy is out of this fight. And like Brooke was saying, I'm not really sure who's winning this fight.
Yeah. I wouldn't be mad about either one, honestly.
So much of the action has been from the clinch too. It's really hard to tell kind of who's doing the more damage, who's scoring the more, important shots there when they're all kind of wrapped up and body parts are just kind of flying everywhere. It's not.
And Brooke, the part of the problem with that is rarely do you see more than, you see judges score the fight so differently. Like me, I'm a more power shot, control kind of guy, but some judges or fans don't see it like that. They want to see, like I know Brent was talking about how Muay Thai is different in scoring. Kicks and stuff mean a lot more than punches. So it is very difficult to score because you never know what each judge is looking at.
Yeah, exactly. And not to mention judges can get it wrong from time to time as well. And, but yeah, in a fight so close like this, I mean, unless you got like a kick counter and a knee counter and a punch counter and somebody giving you some of that data, it's really going to come down to what, like Chris said, what your judging criteria is. Do you judge higher on, you know, kicks or knees or punches or ring control or clinch work, you know, foot sweeps, you know, different leg checks. And, you know, I like to always see a guy who's, you know, if some guy's throwing a leg kick at him, he's checking that kick, you know, and that to me shows dominance. You know, you're checking that kick. You're not just letting it land on you. And, you know, so much judging criteria that goes into these fights. Definitely one of the harder jobs, you know, being an expert referee. What Angel Ortiz does is not easy either. But you know, I don't envy the judge's job, because it's a tough one. It's a tough one to call, and you're gonna make the decision whether someone goes happy or sad that night, and just hopefully you get it right.
So do you have a prediction for this fight, Brent, before they announce it? I'm gonna say Norsang by split decision.
Yeah, I was gonna say Norsang. Split decision would be interesting, because that would mean that one judge gave it to Alfredo.
Yeah. And that honestly wouldn't surprise me.
I could see that also. So we'll see. We'll see if Kaizen can get one back here. They took an L on the last one against Capital here tonight, and so let's see if they can get it back here. Let's send it down to Chris to call this one and make it official here.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. But before we do, let's hear it for both these fighters, putting on a great show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Judge 1 has scored the bout 29-28. Judge 2 and Judge 3 have both scored the bout 30-27, all in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. Out of the blue corner, it's Norsang Tseten.
Norsang Tseten starting off his Muay Thai career at 1-0. Excited to see this guy back inside the TCB ring.
And yet,